Hi everyone, Chris here from IELTS Advantage, and in this video we're going to look at the one change you can make to improve your IELTS scores. So this might sound a little bit too good to be true, that there's not just one thing that you could change in order to help you improve, but we found out through a lot of research and a lot of hard work that there is. So when we started this year, January 1st, what I did was got my team together and asked them, what is one thing that we could do to help people the most? What is the one thing that we could do to achieve our mission, which is helping people get the scores they need? And what we found out was the one thing that we could improve was, why do people fail to get the score that they want? And we decided to take all of our emails, all of the data, everything that we have compiled over the last few years, and figure out exactly what were the main reasons for failure. And we were really shocked by the results, because there was one thing that kept coming up again and again and again and again, and this was like 80% of the main reason for 80% of failure was this one thing. So this is a great opportunity to help a lot of people by fixing this big problem that they have. And we broke it down into really simple terms. People are here, people are at point A, and they need to get to point B. So they are at a certain level, a certain score, and they need to get here, which is the score they want. Breaking it down into really simple terms. So you are here and you need to get here. So what is stopping you from getting here? So nearly 80% had one thing in common. We looked at all of the emails that come in, like we get nearly 1,000 emails a day. We've more than 1 million followers on social channels. So we have a huge amount of data coming in every single day. And a huge proportion of the people who contact us say, I failed for this reason, or I didn't get the score that I needed. So we put all that information together and looked for some commonalities. And we were expecting there to be 10 different things, and we were going to create courses and videos and help for each of those 10 things. But what was really shocking and really surprising, that for 80% of people, or nearly 80%, I think it was like 79%, it was just this one thing, or a variation of this one thing. And it's really simple. Did not have time to complete the required amount of work. Now, you're probably going to switch this video off now and say, like, that sounds really obvious. Of course, if somebody doesn't have time to complete the required amount of work, then they're not going to pass. But the vast majority of people who we deal with either are struggling with this, know that this is a problem and don't know how to solve it, or have no idea that it is actually a problem. So what we did was we did a lot of research on how to help people with this and what the solutions were. And what we came up with was, and again, just to bring it into very simple terms, people were starting off here. They needed to get, so they started off at point A where they wanted to get to point B, and they were just getting to here with the amount, because the difference between you getting the score you want and where you are now is just the amount of work that you have to do. That sounds pretty reasonable, doesn't it? Like, if you wanted to become like a better runner, and you were currently able to run 5 kilometers and you wanted to be able to run 10 kilometers, the difference between here and here is just a lot of running, a lot of practice, a lot of hard work. Same as like if you wanted to get stronger, if you currently can lift 50 kilograms and you want to get to 80 kilograms, the difference between this and this is a lot of hard work and doing the required things that you need to do. So why is it that people are only getting to here? Why are they not going all the way and getting the score that they need? So first of all, let's look at some of the things that don't work. It's because in order to find out the things that do work and the things that are really going to help you, we need to understand what people are doing and they're failing at. So because if people had a solution to this and those solutions were working, then it wouldn't be a problem. So let's look at some of the common solutions to this problem. So, and let's look at why they don't work. So number one, me telling you to work harder, or your teacher telling you to work harder. You have to work harder. And telling someone that, just work hard is so vague. Like, what does that actually mean? And then also we have the problems of motivation, not being motivated enough to work hard, not having the time, being distracted by so many things around you and other family commitments, work commitments. So just telling people to work harder just doesn't work. Like, if any of you ever are like managers in companies or leaders of companies, does just shouting at people and telling them to work harder work? Would that work for you, Justin? Do more work in the evening. So a lot of you, again, we did a massive study and we were looking at all of these things. A common thing that people said that they were going to do but failed to do was work in the evenings. So many of you have jobs, you're professionals or you're students, and you're working all day. And what happens is you tell yourself, I'm going to do it in the evening, and then you get home, you sit down, you have your dinner or whatever, you see your family, or switch on the TV, and you don't do any work because you tell yourself, I'm too tired. You might be tired, you might not be tired, but working in the evenings just doesn't seem to work for the vast majority of people. Do more in your free time. So many people said the solution to this problem was, I'm going to take my weekends and do all the work at the weekend, or I have free time in the evenings or whenever, and they were going to do it then. That didn't happen because life gets in the way. There's something, a football match is on, or your family is visiting, or your friends, or your child is sick, or something like that. And what happens is these people that tell themselves they're going to do the work in the evenings or their free time, they fall behind, and then they get really frustrated, and a lot of them just give up. Also, common solution to this problem is go attend a course. That could be, a course in your local area or an online course. But this is also a problem because it doesn't address the fact that you might not be motivated to do the work and you can't get the work done, or you're not organized enough to actually attend the course and complete the work and do everything. The reason why IELTS Advantage was first set up was I was just a normal teacher in a normal classroom, and a huge number of our students just didn't either show up on time or didn't show up to the class. So I started putting everything online so that those students could, and emailed it to the students who couldn't make it. Surprise, surprise, those students didn't actually do anything because they weren't motivated, or they had other things in their life. Make a study plan. This is a really, really, really good idea. However, a problem for many students is they don't know what actually to study. Or they do make a study plan and they're not disciplined enough to see it through. And then again, much like these reasons, they fall behind and get really frustrated and then start to panic and start to worry, and it all becomes a big problem. Hire an expert. You could hire the best IELTS teacher in the universe, like 1,000,000 times better than everybody else. But if you don't do the work that they set you, if you don't listen to what they say, then that's useless. I could get Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi to come to my house every day and teach me football, but if I don't kick a football and I don't listen to what they're saying, it doesn't matter. So none of these work for the majority of students. What does work? So when we were coming up with a solution, we were thinking about what would an ideal system or ideal solution look like. What would be the requirements for that system? So number one, it would have to be non-negotiable. By non-negotiable, I mean that when you set the time to do it, you do it. So it's not like if you set it, time to do in the evenings, then if you feel tired, you'll not do it. Or if you do it at the weekends and you have some sort of family commitment, you won't do it. It's like non-negotiable, you have to do it. Distraction free. So again, you're not being distracted by your phone and social media. You're not being distracted by your family and your friends. You're not being distracted by work and email and all those different things that take our time. Energizing. It should be at a time when you feel ready to do it. At the weekend, do you feel ready to go and do things? Because you're kind of, a lot of you are tired from working all week. In the evenings, definitely don't want to do that. And habitual. There's a huge amount of research out there which suggests that people are the sum of their habits. They just do the same things over and over and over again. So if you can make this a habit, then it becomes kind of automatic and you can do it that way. And I'll show you the system now. It is so simple that many of you will look at it and say, like, that's not even going to work. That's ridiculous, because it does seem so simple, but believe me, it does work. I do it every single day, and it has had a huge impact on the amount of stuff that I get done, and it's just all designed to make you more productive. And here it is. Step 1, get up 1 to 2 hours earlier than you normally do. So if you get up at 7 a.m., get up at 5 a.m. If you normally get up at 8 a.m., get up at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. Step 2, do the work, right? So that is the key. You need to get the work done. Step 3, repeat every day. You can do it Monday to Friday if you want, but if you put part-time, take part-time action, you're going to get part-time results. If you do this every single day, it is going to work. Why does it work? Well, 2 of the books that will help you with this, one's called The Miracle Morning, one's called The 5 a.m. Club. They're whole books on why getting up early and getting stuff done in the morning is highly effective and makes you really, really productive. But let's just summarize some of them. If you're doing this, you're not going to have any distractions. No one is going to be emailing you. Your family are not going to be bothering you. Everybody is going to be asleep. All right? You're going to be energized, because the most productive hours of the day are when you just wake up and you get a coffee into you, maybe do 10 minutes of exercise or something like that. You're going to feel very energetic and be able to do it. It will also become a habit. So if you do this for a couple of weeks every single day, it will just become second nature to you. And then it will force you to actually do the work. And if you do that, then you're going to improve. You're going to get the work done. And if you disagree with me, tell me a better solution to that problem. Tell me a better way of doing it. That's fine. Many of you will switch off the video now, because really you don't want to do step 2. You're finding ways not to do step 2. Here's a very easy, straightforward way of doing it and get it done. I'd also recommend these books, both really, really good reads, very different style, but very, very good. Definitely recommend it. An advanced way, so many of you might be thinking, okay, so even if I do this, what work do? I don't know what to do. So an advanced technique, if you want to take it to that level, would be find out exact reasons for failure. Why are you failing? So there are very particular things that you are doing or not doing that are causing you not to get over the finish line. Learn what to do, learn how to do those things, get feedback, and then you can move on to the next thing. All right, so imagine you need to improve your paraphrasing, for example, for the writing test. You'd find that out, you would learn how to paraphrase, so you'd spend those 2 hours first thing in the morning with no distractions, just focusing on that. Then you would practice doing that thing, and then you would get feedback on that. In order to get feedback, you do need help from a teacher to help you with that, but you could email it to them. There's a lot of options online, or you could join your local school and they could help you with that. And then the next day you're working on something else and something else and something else and something else. So even if you just did 2 hours like a week, within a couple of months you have spent like over maybe 100 hours, if that makes sense. My math isn't correct, but a lot of work. And not only a lot of work, but work totally focused on what you need to do in order to achieve your goal. Not watching YouTube video and Facebook videos and trying to learn things that don't actually help you, just focusing on what matters. So it'll be interesting to see what you think of that system. Many of you will hate that because it's requiring you to do some work and you're looking for tips and tricks and things like that. Also, if you need our help implementing it, if you need any help with the IELTS test or anything, just comment below this video in the comment section, help, and we'll get in touch with you. We'll send you a message and we'll help you with it as much as we can. All right, so let me have a look at your comments, and do honestly tell me what you think about it. Tell me why you think it won't work, because we think this is a very, very good way to do it, and it's been proven. Like, Google famous people or productive people who get up early, and look at the number of very, 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 very successful people that use this system. So, Mariam says, yes, even scientists also say that early morning our brain absorbs things quickly and more effectively. Yes, absolutely. You know, there are some people who, you know, operate better, or their brain operates better in the evenings. And if that's you, then block out 2 hours in the evening. But I think it's just a lot more difficult to do that for the reasons why we suggested in this video than to block out that time. It could be an hour, it could be 2 hours, it could be 3 hours. But also what you're going to have is you're going to have a great sense of achievement, because it'll be like 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. and before you even go to work, you've achieved your goals for the day. And then once you actually get the IELTS score that you need, then you can start using that system to achieve other goals. Get up in the morning and exercise, or read a book, or whatever you want to improve, get it done in the morning. So a lot of you are saying help. Okay, we'll be in touch. I need help in reading, tips and tricks. Stop looking for tips and tricks. They don't work. Catherine, the system is as easy as you said. And yeah, like normally the solutions to big problems are really simple and straightforward. But when you suggest that to people, it it looks so easy and simple and straightforward that they don't think it's possible to do that. They think that they need a really complicated solution because they think it's a complicated problem, but it's not. Nicola says, do you think that work in just one section per day would be better to correct my failures? It depends on how your brain works. Some people like to do multiple things at the same time. I hate that. I like to focus on one thing at a time, and I just can't do it. I can't look at multiple things. So if I was studying for the test, I would block out that 1 or 2 hours, and I would do just one thing. So just vocabulary, or just grammar, or just, you know, opinion essays for writing, or just part 2 of the speaking test, or just focus on one thing at a time. And then I think you'll really improve. Borislav, sir, what was that speech about? Is there a general idea and hints? With all respect, I hear nothing but a mix of sentences. Okay. Thank you for your constructive feedback. Can you? Well, if that's true, that would mean that I have no idea what I'm talking about. So how could I answer that question? So sorry. Okay. So don't seem to have any other comments on this system. But what I would love is, Borislav says, no thank you. Okay. What I would love is if any of you start doing this, let me know in a few weeks or a few months, and let me know your progress, because it will have a huge impact on your performance and your scores, and will really, really, really help you. And if you need extra help, feel free to get in touch with us. Okay. Thank you very much, guys. Hope that you find that useful. That took about a month of research, like looking at thousands and thousands and thousands of students who had failed and have reached out to us, and nearly 80% of them had that one problem. The common solutions do not work. That solution that we suggested, we believe really does work. And if you disagree with us, let us know. We'd love to get into a debate with you, or if you have any better solutions, let us know. But if you take action on that, you really will improve. Hopefully, 1% of you watching this video will take action and start doing that, and then you can get in touch with us and let us know your results. Thank you very much, guys. See you again soon. Bye-bye.